rolling, and it is 9th of March, and I'm just here. Yeah, I've just thrown that guy. This is actually, it's similar to the jugs that or pitchers that I was making, but this is not going to be a pitcher. It's going to be a different style of tankard. Different style of tankard. So these, hi everybody, welcome. If you just joined us, yes. Yeah, these are 18 ounces. It's a kind of new shape for me, and I'm just trying to, I've got something in my mind, you know, that you want, that I have, that I'm trying to flesh out, you know. A little bit experimental. Never made these before. This is the more traditional type of sort of Stein type shape, which is wider at the base than the top. It has a collar here like that. And their sort of Steins are pretty much that sort of shape, or a variation of. So let's go. Yeah, 18 ounces of clay, and these are going to be up to the gauge there, 6.5 inches. Let's go. Okay, I got my mirror over there. If you haven't thrown yet using a mirror, you'll find it very, very useful to you. So just centering this. You might find it a useful tip, and that is after you've maybe coned it up and centered it down, and you've got it as you want it, take your thumb and just take away that clay right there at the base. So breaking in, down to the base, establishing the thickness first in the middle, and now widening the form at the base, opening it out. Yeah, it's basically, we're using all the skills that we would to throw a cylinder. Yeah, I'm just having to kind of feel my way with this a bit. There's a bit of a low slung belly. Yeah, I hope my head's not in the way. Let me see if I can. Yeah, let's move these wearables a minute. Hang on. Right, and then I can swing this a touch more over that way. Let's see if that is. So, okay, let's skip down there to the base and now pull up. Sort of wide point there, and now it needs to come up. Up to the gauge. If you find that you're going to hit the gauge, preferably don't. And take some evasive action, if you understand me. So you don't hit it, you know. Well, one of the things about the gauge that is so useful is it forces you to get the clay up from lower down in the pot that would otherwise be lost and wasted. Wasted down the bottom there. So I'm just, so here there's like a, you might be wondering, oh, I don't know if I like the shape of that, Simon. Prefer the other shape. Well, don't judge it yet. I know what you're thinking, but I think it's going to be okay. I kind of envisage the glaze as well. I want that wood ash glaze, that wood ash and red clay. That's the glaze I want on it. And then yeah, get off the wheel once in a while. Sometimes it's good to do that, you know. Sometimes we're in too close, you know, and you can't. Well, that's actually where the mirror comes in, isn't it? The mirror. Mirror. It helps you to see the form of the pot better. So this bit here I'm working on now, here at the top. Where my finger is here, I'm trying to make it like concave there, you see? Because that's where my my lower lip is going to rest there. You see, that's the lip rest. Yeah, you need a lip rest, don't you? You have an arm rest, why can't you have a lip rest? That's where you rest your lip. Maybe you've been talking too much. And you need to... No, maybe that would be a tongue rest, wouldn't it? Alright. Let's see now. Use your leather, alright, and try not to use bits of plastic and all the other stuff that people use. Get a piece of chamois leather is what you want. You see, when you leather the rim of a pot, you're doing one or two things here. Yeah, I'll need that a bit more in like that, I think. You're smoothing it and rounding it. There's something else that's going on. That is, you're compressing the clay on the lip using the leather. What that does is it strengthens the lip. Alright, so I'm just wondering if yeah, I'll go with that. We'll go with that. I mean, if we don't like it, we'll do it different next time. Okay, so just have a towel handy. Wipe your hands. Okay, clean off the slurry off the bottom of the pot there using your throwing stick. Oh, there goes Harry. Okay, stop the wheel, and now that should just whistles, just comes off, you see. These are a bigger tankard. Well, yeah, I'm looking at them and I'm, just comparing them there. Maybe swing the camera around there so you can see too. So low slung bellies, you see, slightly, but it's going to have a handle that comes down. You'll see when I do them. Let's do one more quickly. Put that back on the tripod there. Right. Another sip of tea. Yeah, just clean off the gauge a bit if it gets a bit mucky. Oh, it's cold out there today. It's kind of like snow flurries. It doesn't really want to snow properly, but it's cold. The wind is cold. It's about 32 or something like that. Yeah, cone up the clay, like you saw me do there, and then cone it down. Okay, now take your thumb, just put it there like that, clean that away there, you see. I used to watch my brother doing that. Brother Johnny, he used to do that. Yeah, he's potter in England, Somerset. Somerset, England. Okay, so now then when you lift the clay, keep it narrower at the top as you lift. Here. Wider here, narrower there. Just think of little volcano, you know? Little volcano. Okay, pushing in at the base, grabbing the clay, pulling up. Just try and get a bit of height before you get too much into the shaping it at this stage. Yeah. Right. Now let's bring it on up, bring it on up, bring it on up. Now we're gonna looking for the gauge now. Looking for the gauge. Is he going to hit the gauge? Oh, nearly. Okay, so when he does that, just collar him in, you see. Get him to come back. Get him to come in. Okay, going down to the bottom of the pot, because we're going to get the bottom form right before we do anything else. Okay, and now yeah, for making pots, you know, like when you do repeat throwing, you sort of go through a series of motions, repeat actions to get the result you want. So it's like sort of like a pathway. You go along a certain pathway to get to that finished form. This is like a new form for me, so I'm kind of like, I'm sort of you know, feeling my way a bit. Perhaps, you know, until I get to know the pathway, and then I'll be able to repeat those actions. So lip rest there, a little bit jutting out, you see here, a little elbow, and that is a visual. It's a visual thing, but it also, yeah, needs to be a little touch narrow at the top. It's a visual thing, but it's also a strengthening aspect to the top of the pot here. It gives it rigidity, you see. The change of angle there in the shape of the shoulder, the elbow, etc., is lending rigidity to the top of the pot. And you don't want to make pots, you see, with weak tops, because the top of the pot really holds the rest of the form of the pot, the shape of the pot below. So you want to make it rather strong and definite. So you know, it's not just a lip rest. So we're going to finish down the bottom here with a throwing stick. Yeah. This section here is perhaps very slightly concave here, you see. Whereas above here it's a little bit more convex. Something about the form of this one I don't like. It's not quite right. Yeah, you want to be critical of yourself, you see. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to copy something. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to. So you got to wrestle with the clay sometimes a bit. Do you find that? It's a bit like you're wrestling, isn't it? You're kind of not exactly fighting, but you know you're trying to persuade the clay to do something. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. So just using my throwing stick there, and yeah, always bevel at the base. Remember that, bevel at the base. All right, and then just clean off any slurry there where you're going to be lifting it up. You don't want it wet and slippery. You know, like a slippery fish. You don't want your pots like slippery fish. Okay, sponge stick. Now, leather, compress that, the lip there. Smooth it, round it. Leather, cut off wire. Just clean back some of the water there. It's not a bad idea to do that. Slow the wheel down, nice and slow. Take your cut off wire, and always you want to cut off with the wheel going very slowly, like that. Yeah, it looks a bit of a funny shape at the minute, I know. You'll like it though. When he's finished, I think you will anyway. Yeah. Just have one more look at those. Let me turn that light off. Yeah, rather low slung, rather low in the belly, you see. It's not like a halfway belly, it's like a belly lower down. Yep, okay, there it is, folks. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, yes. If you visit my website, simonleachpottery.com, you'll see workshop dates there. If you want to come on a workshop, just write to me or call me up and see if we've got vacancies for when you want to come. We may very well do have. We've got June, July, August, September are kind of fairly vacant, so if that's something that appeals to you, come to Milheim. Things to do here: fishing, golf, brew pub here in the town, live music, art gallery. We've got some good churches around here, quite lively. What else? Yes, and lovely countryside. This is a valley here, hills, rolling hills. No, it's not flat. This is nice countryside. There's a lot of hills, and good for walking. And as I said, yeah, fishing, golf in State College, university town. So if any of that appeals to you, you just want to come and do some practicing, unwind, take something back with you that you can carry on practicing, you know, for the rest of the year, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, do that. Thanks, folks. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. Just another little sip of tea.